The Vraxian diplomatic vessel hung in orbit above Earth like a silent judge, its obsidian hull reflecting the blue-green planet below. Ambassador Thelzar watched the monitoring screens with growing unease, his 4 eyes tracking the carnage unfolding in the human settlement of New Haven. Every night, without fail, the creature emerged from the darkness. The humans called it the Nocturnal, a name that seemed inadequate for the nightmare that had plagued them for 47 consecutive nights. It was massive, easily 20 meters tall, with armored plating that shrugged off conventional weapons. Its 6 limbs ended in razor-sharp talons capable of shearing through reinforced steel, and its maw could swallow a hover vehicle whole. "They should evacuate," Thelzar's aide, Kresh, chittered nervously. "This is madness. Any civilized species would have abandoned this settlement by now." Thelzar had thought the same thing. When the Vraxian Empire had first made contact with humanity 3 years ago, they had been impressed by human ingenuity and their rapid technological advancement. But this seemed like stubborn foolishness bordering on species-wide death wish. The creature burst from the forest at precisely 2100 hours as it had every night before. Emergency sirens wailed across New Haven, but instead of panic, Thelzar noticed something different tonight. The humans weren't running. They were moving with purpose, taking positions along predetermined routes. "Ambassador, you need to see this," his communications officer announced. "The humans are broadcasting an open channel. They want us to watch." On the main screen, a human woman appeared. She wore combat armor scorched by previous battles, and her eyes held a fierce determination that made Thelzar's skin ripple with instinctive concern. "Ambassador Thelzar," she said, her voice steady despite the roars echoing in the background. "I'm Colonel Sarah Chen, New Haven Defense Commander. You've been watching us get torn apart for over a month. You've been wondering why we don't run. Tonight you're going to understand something about humans." The feed cut to multiple camera angles across the settlement. The Nocturnal was charging through the outer perimeter, smashing through barriers as it had done 46 times before. But this time the humans weren't trying to stop it. They were hurting it. Controlled explosions funneled the creature down specific streets. Non-lethal sonic weapons irritated and guided it toward the center of town. Every move was calculated, precise, rehearsed. "What are they doing?" Kresh whispered. Colonel Chen's voice returned. "You see, Ambassador, every species you've encountered runs from superior force. You calculate losses, measure probability, and make the logical choice to preserve your people. Humans are different. We learn, we adapt, and we get angry." The Nocturnal reached the town square where it stopped, confused by the absence of prey. The humans had evacuated the area, cleared a perfect circle around it. "For 47 nights we've studied this creature," Chen continued. "Its attack patterns, its armor weak points, its reaction times. We let it think it was winning. We let it get comfortable. We learned that it hunts by sound and heat signatures. We learned that its armored plates are thinnest at the joint connections. We learned that it returns to the same forest cave each morning to hibernate." Lights blazed to life around the square. Massive industrial lights, the kind used for deep space mining operations. The Nocturnal shrieked, momentarily blinded. "Every night it attacked us, it was actually attacking our classroom. Tonight is graduation. What happened next would be analyzed in Vraxian military academies for generations to come. From underground bunkers, humans emerged with weapons unlike anything they'd used before. These weren't the standard plasma rifles or kinetic weapons. These were custom-built, designed specifically for this creature based on weeks of painful observation, penetrating rounds that could pierce the gaps in its armor, electromagnetic pulse grenades that disrupted its nervous system, chemical agents that exploited weaknesses they discovered in its biology. But more than the weapons, it was the coordination that stunned Thelzar. Humans moved like a single organism, each team executing their role with machine-like precision. Snipers targeted joints. Heavy weapons teams drew its attention. Medical units stood ready to extract wounded without breaking the formation. The Nocturnal, which had terrorized New Haven with impunity for over a month, suddenly found itself outmatched. Not by superior strength, but by something far more dangerous. Human determination combined with human intelligence and patience. The battle lasted 17 minutes. When it ended, the creature lay motionless in the square, brought down not by brute force but by knowledge. Colonel Chen appeared on screen again, breathing heavily but standing tall. "You want to know why we didn't run, Ambassador? Because running meant it would just follow us to the next settlement and the next, Someone had to stop it. Someone had to be willing to bleed while they learned how to fight it. That's what humans do. We don't just survive, Ambassador. We learn from our pain and then we eliminate the source. She paused, her eyes staring directly into the camera. Every species in the galaxy needs to understand this about humanity. We can be your greatest allies or your worst nightmare. We're slow to anger, but we never forget. We'll sacrifice today for victory tomorrow, and we absolutely refuse to accept that anything is unbeatable. Thelzar sat back in his command chair, his 4 eyes blinking in astonishment. He understood now why the Vraxian High Command had been so insistent on maintaining positive relations with Earth. "Sir?" Kresh asked quietly. "What should we report to the Empire?" The ambassador was silent for a long moment, watching as humans below celebrated their victory, tending to their wounded, already beginning repairs to their settlement. "Tell them," he finally said, "that our assessment was correct. Humanity must never become our enemy, and perhaps we have much to learn from them." On Earth, New Haven rebuilt. The Nocturnal's body was studied, catalogued, and stored. And if another creature thought to threaten humanity, there would be a file waiting. A testament to what happens when prey becomes predator. Because humans don't just fight back. They fight smart, and they never ever give up.